Welcome back to a new year in the lawn. In today's video, I'm going to be going over some beginner basics if you're just getting started in lawn care. So let's get out of the weeds. The first thing you need to figure out is what type of grass are you dealing with. And you're going to be dealing with either warm season grass or cool season grass. Now, this is going to be dependent on where you live. So if you take a look at the map here on the screen, this is going to kind of give you a breakdown, and you'll be able to see somewhere where you live if you're either cool season grass, warm season grass, or fall somewhere in the transition zone. In the transition zone, you could either have cool season grass or warm season grass. Now, the reason why all of this is important is because our growing seasons are a lot different depending on which type of grass you have, and therefore it's going to dictate what you do and when you do it. Number one, water. In order for your grass to truly thrive, it is going to need to get adequate water. The proper amount of water for our grass is going to be between 1 to 1.5 inches of water per week. Now, this is a good rule of thumb to try to follow year round to try to keep your lawn green. Now, with us in cool season lawns, but typically in the spring, we're usually getting pretty good water, so we don't need to actually water our lawns as much. Now, with cool season grass, once we start getting into the summer months, the Junes, Julys, August, Septembers, a lot of times we're not getting enough natural rain to keep our grass green. So what you'll see in the summer is you'll see the grass go into summer dormancy. And this is going to be when you see the grass just start to turn brown. It's the same thing like you're seeing a lot of us right now early in the spring. We're actually in winter dormancy. Number two, weed control. Having proper weed control for your lawn is going to be a critical aspect of your game. And once you get the weeds under control, it becomes much easier to manage. The hardest years for you with weeds are always going to be your first couple years, because you may be walking into a lawn that just has weeds everywhere, so you're trying to get things under control. After you start to learn how to get weeds under control and learn their cycles, it's going to be a lot easier to maintain, and eventually a thick, healthy lawn will be the best defense against weeds because there won't even be room for them to grow. Now, when we talk about weed control, there's going to be two things we're really talking about: post-emergent and pre-emergent. With post-emergent, it's going to be weeds we're targeting before they actually pop up, so that you never actually see them in your lawn. This application is typically going to be our first application of the year for us with cool season grass, and it's going to happen sometime between mid-March to late April, depending on where you live. With post-emergent, this is going to be after you see a weed. You see something in your lawn and you either put something down granular on your lawn, or you buy Scotch Roundup or some kind of weed control from the store and spray it on the individual weed, and that kills it. That's going to be post-emergent control. Now, on this channel, I will get into both throughout the season as we go, but I truly believe a strong pre-emergent game is going to be pivotal to really kind of getting ahead of it for the year. And that's going to be coming up very soon. Probably in my next video is going to be all about pre-emergence. Number three, fertilizer. So when it comes to fertilizer, having a regular fertilizer schedule for your lawn is going to be critical to maintaining its proper health. Now, when we're talking about fertilizers, the main three nutrients that we're talking about giving our lawn is going to be nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Also, the three numbers that you'll typically see on the front of a fertilizer bag. Now, with nitrogen, it's going to be targeting what you see on your lawn. It's what helps get your lawn a nice, darker, a deeper green, helps it to grow faster and get a little bit thicker. Phosphorus is going to be targeting your root system of your grass, helping your grass to grow deeper, stronger roots. With potassium, potassium is kind of an overall health of your lawn and also a stress recovery. A lot of our fertilizers, when we get into our summer months where our grass is really struggling and not really wanting to grow much, potassium is one that you want to kind of have thrown in there that's really going to help your lawn kind of recover from those. It's also good for whenever there's disease present in your lawn. Now, a typical fertilizer schedule, what I'll typically tell people is you want to try to stick to fertilizing somewhere between every 4 to 6 weeks throughout the season. Lastly, And I think probably the most important out of anything is going to be your mowing habits. Now, if you're just starting out with getting into your lawn and you're brand new to lawn care, getting your mowing right is going to be absolutely critical and the most important thing that you can do. Now, when it comes to mowing, a lot of times I see people let their lawn grow tall, hack it down low, let it grow tall, hack it down low, and it never looks good. It always browns out, and that's because they're not doing it properly. What you want to do is, typically with cool season grass, you can cut it a little bit higher. What I'll typically recommend for people brand new that want to start having a really nice lawn is at least get your lawn up to around that 3-inch mark, or even up to 4. Back in my old lawn, I used to cut my lawn up at 4 inches or even 4¼ inches for a lot of the year. If you don't know, so you may be looking, depending on your mower, you're like, I don't even know what height this is. Typically what I'll tell people is either go to the highest setting on your mower or the second to highest. A lot of times you can do the second to highest, so then that way if you can't get out and regularly mow it, it gets too long in between, just raise it up to the highest so you're not taking too much grass blade off. Because that's one of the things you're going to constantly hear is the 1/3 rule with cutting your lawn. And that is, whenever you mow your grass, you never want to take off more than 1/3 of the grass blade each time you mow. This will help you to not take too much blade off and cause unnecessary stress to your lawn. What you want to typically get in a habit of doing is get in the habit of mowing your lawn 2 times a week. If you can get to the point to where you mow your lawn once every 3 or 4 days, your lawn will be much healthier. Now, once you get into summer and the lawn is a little bit more stressed, it's going to grow slower. So you may be able to get back to once a week. But in the spring and in the fall, try to get in a habit of every 3 or 4 days. So keep following along with this channel. Leave me comments or questions. I'm always happy to answer or help out in any way I can. But follow along throughout this year as I go through my lawn care journey, getting my lawn back to peak form like my old lawn was. And so with that, I'll see you next time when we get out of the weeds into a beautiful lawn.